October 18th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. Oh shit, guys, it's another... Court is now in session. For the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammond in the Studio 1 of Global Studios. It's impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during this trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call the first witness. Very well, I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. No, shit. Detective, if you would briefly describe the case to the court. Yes, sir, I'll explain with the gun map here. To understand this case, see, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? The studio here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there was a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then, after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to stage Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. That's not true. The production staff came into Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon, see? That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? I think I can probably remember that. So, the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Nice samurai spear. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is... What did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name? What the shit? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Jesus Christ! Your name, please! Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please! Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. It's practically my name. Even when I was young, Oldbag was in the dearie. How do his children make fun of me? You believe it? But there was this one boy, captain of the high school club. He called me Oldbag when I cried. Objection! I object to the witness talkativeness. The witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get the testimony? Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, see, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you? You know your stuff, dearie. We may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Witness testimony. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest... Poor old Hammer. And the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from there until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading to the studio. You saw the defendant, then? Very well, let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I think I know which one I have to do. Wait. Now that the men happened at 2:30, interested me, and a certain man walked by me at 2 p.m. Hold it right there! So you saw Mr. Powers? That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again. It was him.
Objection!
Hold it! Let me get this straight, Oldbag, or Mrs. Oldbag. You've been saying that since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of the Neo-Old Tokyo. Mrs. Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that that's Powers, right? No, they can't! We don't have a case here! What the hell are you doing? Oh, well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of a Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. What the fuck do you mean? I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Mrs. Witness. He's having trouble calling her Oldbag, apparently. However, you do not have any proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Hump, nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edward is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo of the young detective. He told me this isn't any good evidence, pal. He didn't even give me a second look. Why? Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speech to this. She's good. Maybe I should get her as a defendant. Let's hear about your proof, then. Witness testimony. The man in the photo. I never saw anything. I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Weren't you not supposed to be there in the morning? You only got there at 1. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at this picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle? Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Yeah, I know what it is. The morning? Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the samurai, the poet Hamill, the evil magistrate, and me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing, just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then. But... were you even supposed to be there? Trip and fall? Yes, and to think, he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Pal sprained his ankle. I helped to make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better. I kissed it where it hurts. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant, then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad, and you can see he's dragging his leg, see? Clear as day. But she said she wasn't there till 1! So, maybe I'm just reading into this. Are you absolutely sure? Let's take a look at that picture again. So he was walking strangely because he was injured. It does look like he was dragging his foot. See? Then you didn't trust me, whippersnapper. He broke a prop. Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spilled the murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Nice. I think we've heard enough. What the hell is going on? I didn't know he could do this. Haven't you, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me, which is, where is the steel samurai costume now? Huh. Actually, well, we couldn't find it. Well, looking though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the steel samurai, yes. Idiots. And it was clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure, Your Honor? Hey, Edgeworth, fuck you! I object! Hold it right there! We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. No, in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers? The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera may have killed Mr. Powers. We have to consider that possibility also. No. Stupid. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Oh, shit. Witness's account continued. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went through there. If they had, I would have seen them. So if no one else went to the studio, it would have to be the steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Hold it! Are you sure? What type of question is that? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going in the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy? Oh, what the hell, lady? Old windbag sure has balls. Well, you know what I mean. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something we could look forward to, perhaps. Jesus, Phoenix! The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw in the studio before then was Mr. Will Powers. Hold it, I guess! Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody's suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody's suspicious looking? Right. Okay, that's not working. Press! What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Could they hop it? Not to mention. If they had, I would have seen them. Wait, no. Nothing to press on here. Wait a second. Screw it, this. Objection! Hold it! Oh shit! Hold on! Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, it is, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by, it automatically takes a picture? And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Ooh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. There was a very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m. photo 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo 2. Photo 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo 1 if it was really was the only photo? Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went into the studio that day. Yet there was only data for one of these photos. Who could have erased the data from the other photo? Only someone with access! The security lady herself! Huh? Me? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper! The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yeah, that's what it would seem like to me. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. The shit? Why is she gonna send us to hell? Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Mrs. Oldbag? Ah, that's right! I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Still Samurai? Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. Oh shit, what's going on now? Order! I see. Your testimony, please. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos I've recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Mrs. Oldbag! This is the first I've heard of this! Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right, anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Yeah, really, Maya, whatever the fudge your name is. The other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I've already run this. Who was pictured there? Yeah, well, who in the heck was that photo in that photo you erased? A fanboy. Fanboy? Still Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. And when was he there that day? Wait a second! Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain? I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids. Children. Whippersnappers. Kids? So, on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on the way to the studio that day. One was the Still Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh, yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. That's your only issue? It's a little bit heavy for a child. I think it's quite heavy. Right. As I said, I didn't pay much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. October 18th, 11:08 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honestly. So who was the Steel Samurai in the security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are we gonna do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get through another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. I like Mr. Powers the most out of any of the defendants. Also, Cole will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went into the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. But there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well, Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order! Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who's obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So, who was the person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder? It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag! Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one other person there other than Powers and Hammer who knew about that injury. The security lady, Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper. Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Mrs. Oldbag to you. Miss Oldbag was standing in guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger to Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh, yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump in with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it. Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there. Do something. What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. The very same reasoning that makes Miss Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Mrs. Oldbag's actions that day. But why would I do something so horrible to pull Hammer? I don't know. You forgot that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. I did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy! The one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler though, as you said. Second or third grade, was it? That doesn't matter! When I was at their age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops! Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy's not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Or is it... what the fudge? Or is it be nice? Or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders these days? Whippersnappers. I have proof. Proof? Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. If you have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder. Here it is! The scene of the murder, as we all know, was at Studio 1. However, you need a card key to enter Studio 1. How could a boy with no formal relation to the studio have a card key? I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The Windbag's speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Mrs. Windy, what was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor? Then the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Well, that was simple. Wait a second! Of course. I'm not gonna sit here just sit here while you run off barking me up the wrong tree. Me, I'm talking! What? Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Mrs. Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, this is something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? You mean it wasn't Edgewood that told them not to talk? Well, testify. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accuse me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Mrs. Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Oldbag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination? Who are these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done the run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? What? What? Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You gotta go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but... nothing to do with it, see? So they were actually in the studio? Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came. What the fuck? I'll kill this woman. I swear it's... I feel sorry for Edward. Almost, she really left him hanging on this one. But if you're going accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Yeah. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder! I know that's silly, but still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side. So you got your bonus and you're still talked. I think I've already asked all the questions I have to ask. Your Honor, we have learned there was others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director, the producer, and some bigwigs were all present. Yet as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges that the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Mrs. Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. That went well. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Aw, really, it's nothing. Grin. Oh, should I sniff? We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and the producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get the material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could have really been the old windbag. What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks, guys. To be continued. Next time. Yeah, I think I'm going to save here. But we're about 30 minutes in. I know it's shorter than my other ones, but... You know what? It's fine. Join me next time when I... Oh. Join me next time when I continue playing through Ace Attorney. Yeah. All right, bye.